Hey sports fans, welcome to the Cavalier Sports Report. I'm your host, Shawn Simpson. Joining me today from the women's cross country team is Sierra Coen. Sierra, welcome.
Hello.
So it is awesome to have you here, and I know that you're probably a little bit nervous, so don't be. But tell me a little bit about how you got into running cross country here at the college and earlier in life.
So all throughout middle school, I did track starting in 7th grade. I did the 400, 800, and the mile. And so once my dad explained to me that he did cross country and that you just run outside and on trails and through the environment, and it just sounded a lot more interesting than track. And I tried it out my freshman year of high school, and the first day we ran about 3 miles. And I just thought, I walked halfway back thinking, this is the most ridiculous sport ever. I'm not going to run this ever again. Don't know why this is a thing. And I just quit that day. But after talking to my dad again, he convinced me to actually try and run over summer to prepare for it. And I ended up loving it and being outdoors. And then especially the group of people that you get to meet and hang out with, you just end up being like a great family. And you have more fun than you would think running that much.
Now you ran cross country and track in high school, or you're just down the road, Gardner Edgerton. So making the transition to running here at college, has there been any big change, or is running for you?
I think it's a big change because we start off at 4K, which is 2.5 miles, and right now we're up to 5K, which is 3.1. And so going from high school to college, the training is much more challenging because they set your running pace faster than what you're used to. So that's how you speed up. So I've actually gotten my PR of 16:46 down to 16:22 for 2.5 miles. And I'm just now learning about the 5K times. So after tomorrow, I'm hoping to have another PR.
Okay, so your personal record.
Yeah, personal record.
So how have the competitions been for you competing against other college athletes?
I try not to think of it like that because I'll freak myself out thinking, I'm running against collegiate athletes, but then again, I think I am a collegiate athlete. I'm here for a reason, and I made it here for a reason because I'm on that same level of experience. So that's kind of how I also calm myself down before running, thinking like we were training for a reason, we've done all that we can, I know we're prepared, so everything will be okay in the end.
Yep. And our women's cross country team is very young. It's almost all freshmen. So you're all coming at this new, you're learning together. So next year you'll have a lot more experience and be that much better off. So tell me, your training, you talked about how they're pushing you in your regimen now. They're pushing you further in high school. What is that training like? What are they really having you do?
They're having us, we'll do like mile tempos where each lap on a track we have to go faster, or we'll do 1,000 meter repeats at a faster pace so that in the middle of the race when you're tired and you want to stop, that background of the mental toughness comes in and you know like practice is much more difficult than this race and I'll be okay. But that's pretty much how it goes. And the coaches are really good about keeping us like upbeat and like, okay guys, you're halfway done. And they just make us keep going, which is always good in the end.
Yep.
It benefits.
So what goes through your head whenever you're running and you're out on the course and you've got that mental toughness that we've heard about with cross country racers? What's in your head that's keeping you focused and keeping you going?
I kind of have to like space out from everything. Like I can't think about my feet hurting or my legs hurting or how hot it is or how tired and thirsty I am. I focus on the runner in front of me. I focus on her feet and just try and like gradually catch up to her. Or I look at the crowd, like people on the sidelines, to see if I recognize them. I just think of random things to distract myself, and then before I know it, I'm finishing and cross the line. So that's how I gotta go through it.
Well, okay, so it's
different.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So, so last question, and probably one of my favorites to ask athletes is actually, you know what? Second to last question. Do you and the women's team and the men's team, is there any inter competition between those teams? Because I know you guys practice and train together, but is there any competition that you guys get into between the teams?
I think there's a little bit. We always try and like kiss up to the coaches and be like, "Oh, look, we got PRs for this one," or we just like currently right now we're at like a weird competition of having swagger as we walk up to the start line, which the guys beat us at last time, I guess. So tomorrow we all are planning to braid our hair because that's just a thing that makes cross country runners look cool. That's our plan to look more.
And the guys will have trouble doing that.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. All right. Well, last thing before I let you out of the hot seat is what is it that gets you pumped up to go race? You take some swagger to the starting line with you with the braided hair, but what is it before you go to the starting line that gets you pumped up to go race?
Well, as we're getting ready to like go to the meet, I usually just have my headphones in and I listen to like my runner's radio or hip hop or today's hits just to like get into it and like get my mind focused and feel powerful. And then usually the team just messes around and talks about the race before. But I really think that once I like put my spikes on and I tie them and I have the chip on, I'm prepared and I'm ready and I feel great.
Ready to zone out and go out there and get it done.
And we all know like kind of that guys team does it also. We all huddle and we say a prayer and just thank God for helping us and to help us push through the race and not pay attention to the pain. And that really gets you ready to go. And you know that everything's gonna be okay in the end, no matter what happens. So that's what I like about it.
Well, I know you guys are heading out next week to Orlando for a big competition, so good luck there. And hope you guys do well. Sierra, it was so good to have you here.
Thank you.
Well, that's it for today. So on behalf of the whole JCAV team, I'm Shawn Simpson, and this has been your Cavalier Sports Report.